Hi there. This is another opportunity to have a chat with our counselor, and I want to welcome you to Good Life School. Today, we're coming to discuss on infidelity, that is, unfaithfulness in marriages, having sexual relation with someone other than your spouse. Is your wife cheating on you, or has your husband cheated on you? How are you handling the issue? Divorce is not an option. You didn't mention it. So today we're coming to discuss how to deal with infidelity in our marriages. So friends, you're welcome once again.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing good.
By His grace as well.
Thank God. So today we're going to talk about infidelity.
Yeah.
See, there's a lot of unfaithfulness out there. A lot of people are cheating on their partners.
Yes.
And immediately it happens, the first thing people want to talk about is divorce. Like, I want to walk out of this relationship.
Okay.
Forgetting the promise they made till death do us apart.
Okay.
And so we want to know how to deal with infidelity. If your husband cheats on you, if your wife is cheating, not has done, is still doing it, how do you handle it?
Yes. You see, the issue of infidelity has been with us right from, the prehistoric times.
Mm-hmm.
It is always there, and it comes about because of some few things which we are going to look at later. But in case you are in that situation, there are some few things you need to do, either as a man or as a woman. It is an emotional issue, and if you deal with it maturely, then you succeed. But if you fail in dealing with it as you are supposed to deal with it, you fail.
Okay.
You get it? Now we have natural tendencies. For example, we just mentioned one. The natural tendency is that if my wife or my husband has cheated on me, then it means he or she doesn't love me anymore.
Exactly.
And has not held on to the trust. So probably you have to back off. You get a point? But it shouldn't be so. So that is one natural tendency. The other one is to probably shame the partner. Some people to decide that they want to shame their partner. They want the whole world to hear about it, which of course is also very wrong, because if you do that, in a way, you're also disgracing yourself. So you may have to deal with it so nicely. And then when we talk of the natural tendencies, one of them is to fight the one who has come, the third party in a relationship.
Okay.
That you have come into it, and then you are spoiling my marriage, and therefore I have to deal with you in person. Some go to the extent of fighting, some try to assault the person, some try to poison or do other things that is not mandated by law, or the law doesn't allow. So these ones are not the way to go. When your partner is unfaithful, I will give you certain stories, and it will show you the best ways to handle it. And the first one is what happened in a marriage. This man got a granite cellar, and then they started nurturing such lustful feelings. And then a time came that the man invited that woman into their matrimonial home. And the wife was a teacher who was also in school and came home to pick one or two things. Immediately the wife entered, she realized that the husband and the wife and that person, the granite seller, they are in an uncompromising situation in their hall.
Right.
Yeah, their sitting room. So what the wife did was to just smile and greet them.
Smile and greet them.
Yes. Oh. Smile and greet them. And she entered into the kitchen, went and prepared what we call a beverage. In Ghana we say tea. 3 cups. One for herself, one for the husband, and then one for the visitor.
Okay.
So the husband picked first, the visitor picked second, and then the wife picked the last one. They all sat in the hall, took this beverage, watching TV and talking all together. Can you do that?
No, I'm not sure I can do that, really. I can't.
So you see how this woman handled the whole thing. So it made the visitor the granite seller quite uncomfortable. So after everything, after they've taken the beverage, the wife took the cups, went and cleaned them, came back to sit with them in the hall, and they kept chatting. Then after a while, the wife said, I have some few things to do in the kitchen. Then the wife left and went back to the kitchen. So the visitor, feeling uncomfortable,
Shame.
yes, decided that she will leave. And then the wife came together with the husband, escorted the visitor to a distance. And then she returned with the excuse that she was doing something inside. You get it?
Yeah.
So this man also continued and left, the visitor, departed ways. And now the man was coming home to meet the wife inside. What do you think would go on in the mind of the man?
I don't know. No, he'll be thinking like, how to approach my wife. What am I going to tell her? Wow.
Exactly the point. And the wife also chose not to talk about it. The husband will bring it up, then the wife will pour cold water on it. Not ready to discuss that.
Okay. Second marriage.
So in this case, you realize that when the man came out of the situation, do you think he will do that again?
No.
So he won't dare. Good. So now let's look at the situation where the wife came, met them, and decided to fight the woman. What do you think might have happened? If the woman is stronger, what do you think would happen? Good. And the husband will support the visitor to be the wife, mostly. That's what is going to happen.
Will support the visitor.
Yes.
The granite seller.
Yes, to be the wife.
To be the wife.
Yes.
Like the wedded wife.
Yes, if the wife really did that, it's a possibility. You get the point. So this is one, how to deal with some of these issues.
Okay, so now if you catch your husband in the act or your wife, you don't have to fight.
No.
Don't fight with them.
No, you don't have to. Yes, you don't have to. Behave as if nothing has happened.
That is very difficult.
Yeah, really,
like,
it's difficult.
Catching your partner, somebody you love, not your boyfriend or girlfriend, your husband, in the act, and pretending as if nothing has happened.
Yes.
Oh God, we need strength. And power is for this action, because
so this is one way of dealing with it,
Just keep quiet.
Yes, quiet.
Okay.
Then the next one, I also give you another story.
Okay.
Yes, I'll give you just 2 stories in this one. Then the next other video we'll talk about the rest.
Okay.
The next one is the man rather came and met the wife with another man.
Well, who? Beating will happen.
No beatings. No beatings.
The man didn't beat the wife.
No.
Right, let's continue.
The man also ignored the whole situation as if nothing happened. Asked the the visitor, to go away. He left. And they were left with the wife and the husband in the house. And they had a kid who came from school. And then the man was like, oh, my darling, a daughter, my darling, in future, I want you to grow up. So take your studies seriously, make sure you succeed, get a good work, and marry a man called Dixon. And you know why the man was saying Dixon?
Yeah.
Because the man asked of the name of that man, and that man was called Dixon.
I'm just imagining the look of the wife's face.
Exactly. Marry a man called Dixon, or even if you don't, find a Dixon to marry. Your first boy, name him Dixon. And she would say it to the hearing of the wife. Intentionally. What do you think would be happening to the wife?
She'll be dying on the inside.
Exactly. And every day, this man, the husband, will talk about Dixon in the house.
No. Viewers, like me, I don't understand this man. You caught your wife.
Yes.
You didn't say anything. You asked the visitor to leave.
in peace.
In peace.
Yes.
So the visitor left.
Yes.
If you have any problem or if you want to talk about it, why don't you sit your wife down and talk to her about this Mr. Dixon or whatever? You always call your daughter advising her to get married to somebody called Dixon.
Yes.
Why do you want to kill your wife before her time? I know it's not right to cheat. Yes. She made a mistake, but at least talk to her.
So you see, dealing with it this way too, though it is quite cruel.
This is cruel, like.
Yeah, but you know, in a way, the wife will never do that again.
Sure.
But if the man should continue with that journey, the wife may die or have to
leave.
You're
hurting her.
Yes, leave. You got it. Yeah. A similar story of a man who was a hunter also got a hint that anytime he went into the bush in the night, the wife will bring in a man. So one day he decided going out for hunting, and he returned. When he returned, he found the wife with another man in their room. So when he entered, that man was called Ewiase. So, and you know, they live in the same vicinity, so they knew themselves. I said, hey, Ewiase. The man didn't say anything, then he left, went away. After some time, came back. You know, in those days, they had some, you know, that kind of seat. That, you know, yes. Yeah, the relaxing seat. So, you know, this man, so from that day, the man would give what we call chop money in our local parlance. That is housekeeping money. Yes, chop money. The woman will prepare food. She would eat. She won't go anywhere. Then she will lie down in the seat. She did this and never talked about this.
The man.
Yes, never talked about it as if
nothing happened.
But once in a while he would shout, hey, Ewiase. And the wife packed the things and went back to the parents. And the parents were like, why are you here? He said, oh, I'm coming to visit. After some time, the man followed. And said, oh, my wife has come to visit. Look, I'm coming to see, you know, whether she's safe here. Okay, if she's safe, then I'm going back. So the man went back. And it was 2 weeks, 1 month, 1.5 months. This woman couldn't go back. And she was rather reducing, you know. Yeah, the conscience was tormenting her. And the parents would ask, aren't you going back to your husband? I said, no. Why? I said, no, I can't go back.
For like 2 months.
So they went to the man and said, what has your wife done? Or what have you done to your wife that she doesn't want you? So I've not done anything to her. Go and ask her why she doesn't want to come. And do you think the wife can tell the parents?
She went there. She can't even open her mouth.
Yes. So basically, you have to deal with some of these things at that level. Okay? Deal with it at that level. But there's one more thing that either the man or the woman should be looking at. And that is, in dealing with this, trying to heal the wounds. After you are healed, there are certain few things that you need to learn. You see, this infidelity thing comes in, and that is temptation. It's some kind of lust that fills the brain or the mind that you need to release. Okay? First of all, you don't have to nurture it, but if you nurture it and it comes about, find a way of dealing with it. Yes. Now, most people are unfaithful because probably they have found a partner who is better in bed than you. So you would also have to learn some of these things. How do you handle your husband or your wife such that you nurture those thoughts? So I think next time we are going to look at how to handle sexual problems, how to deal with some of these things. And yes, if you're able to get it right, then you have peace in your marriage. So in sum, these are some of the ways to deal with it. Don't fight. No, deal with it this way, as we have discussed.
Wow. Don't fight. And don't pack your things to your parents' house.
Yes.
If you catch your wife or your husband in the act, please just make sure the third party leaves, because he or she came into your home, your family. In order to stay at peace with your partner, just let the person go away. forget about it. You shouldn't fight at all. Let's be at peace and stay together forever. Thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to subscribe. Like, just press that red button there, subscribe to our videos.